What about the issue of the public option? You've been critical of that as a strategy, but many people who favor single payer say that they've got to compromise to be able to get a bill passed, and would see the public option as that compromise.
Let me be perfectly clear. The only reason the public option is even on the table is because of the work of single-payer supporters. And you don't have to believe me on that. Ask Congress. When I testify before Congress, they repeatedly say that they're being deluged with calls from supporters of single-payer, so they're offering up a public option. I personally don't think a public option will work. It's been tried in 5 states, in Tennessee, in Minnesota, in Maine. And it never worked. Now, you haven't heard about the public option in these 5 states because it was not a game changer. It didn't get us to universal health care, and it didn't control costs. The only public option that really makes sense is Medicare for All. But it's worth talking about what Baucus is doing, which is puny, ridiculous kind of public option. To say that there's going to be co-ops that are going to go out there and compete with Aetna is like sending the Pee Wee Football League in against the NFL. The co-ops are just going to be creamed. There's no way they can compete, and there's no way that they offer a real alternative for people who are unhappy with the present insurance system.
So, Dr. Steffi Wohlhandler, I mean, you are the co-founder of Physicians for a National Health Program. How are you organizing right now? I mean, as of mid-August, there were 6 lobbyists trying to influence health care legislation for every single member of the House and Senate, according to Bloomberg News. That's 3,300 lobbyists working on a single issue, 3 times the number of defense lobbyists, with nearly 3 new lobbyists joining the fray each day. What happens now? Baucus has put out his plan. What are you doing?
Okay. Well, we really need to make democracy work, and we need to be out there mobilizing the grassroots to tell the Congress and Senate that we need Medicare for all. Trust me, that's the only reason we got public option on the table in the first place. That's the reason we've managed to get people like me invited to testify. That people have been willing to lobby. People have actually gotten arrested. Doctors and nurses were arrested at the Baucus hearings. People are deluging the newspapers, Congress and Senate with their support for single payer. That's the only way that we're going to be able to fight back against this kind of lobbying clout. And to be honest, it's remarkable how much progress we've made. Given all the money that the other side has, we have been able to get these amendments and bills to the floor. This is the first time in history we've had these bills in both houses. We've gotten politicians acknowledging that single payer is popular. We have people like Nancy Pelosi and even Baucus saying, gee, I wish we could do single payer. We have President Obama saying if we could start from scratch, I'd do single payer. That's not because the lobbyists didn't ask him to say that. That's because of grassroots pressure has been put on, and it's extremely important right now for people to use our democracy, to make that democracy work, to be talking, to be organizing, to be keeping the pressure on.
Dr. Steffi Wohlhandler, I want to thank you for being with us, professor of medicine at Harvard University, co-director of the Harvard Medical School General Internal Medicine Fellowship Program. She's co-founder of Physicians for a National Health Program and just came out with this report that says that 45,000 people die every year as a result of lack of health insurance. We will link to it at democracynow.org. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org. We'll be back in a minute.